Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, a brand new day, yes indeed, in which none of my hamsters that are within reach are awake. I heard a hamster drinking from over in that direction, so probably Dr. Snurf is awake, but every other hamster that I can easily reach, little Gojira in her mason jar, is asleep. Little I keep wanting to call him Dumpster, which is why I gave him that secondary name of Dumpster, but little Dust Mop in there is asleep underneath his cardboard. Little Saber is asleep inside of her box in her nest. Little Figmo down below, he's asleep in his cage. So everybody that's in with, grabbing reach is asleep. So I'm sorry, just stuffed hamsters and various plush things. Amelia, my kitty cat, is still very silly. The other day, she had knocked this one down, little Ham Toro, and was sleeping back behind there. So she's very silly that way. And back behind me, she was walking on one of the shelves, my stack of PlayStation 1 discs. So she's a very silly kitty. She is a kitty, and that's a good thing. I have been worried, really, really worried. If you listen to my one video of Rising World over the weekend, on Saturday they did some work outside, and it was super, super loud, and it was super, super irritating. But Amelia vanished for like 13 hours as soon as they started that. I didn't see her until the next day. She was just gone. So it was sad, and I missed my kitty, and I felt sad, and I said that I would just sit here and in the silence of my room look around and just say, I missed my kitty. Because I'm used to just either looking off to the side and seeing her in the window, or looking down on the floor and seeing her on the floor, or having her on my lap and purring and meowing, or if I can't see her, I can just hear her breathing. And it's comforting. It's nice. It's nice to know. That's what I had to do with my wife for so long. When she started really going downhill, she would sit on the sofa and watch television. I would sit behind my computer where I just had to stare forward, and in my peripheral vision, there she was. And I just had to look up, and there she was. I could just look right at her. So I stayed right there, because if there was something wrong, if there was something happen, if there was something I needed to do fast, I could see her right there. But we had differing tastes, differing interests. She, because of her physical condition and the fact that she was slowly dying over a 10-year period, she did a lot of television watching. She did a lot of reading. She did a lot of quiet stuff just sitting on the sofa. I would sit on the sofa with her. We would watch movies. We would watch TV. We would just sit and talk, that sort of thing. But when I wasn't doing that, I've got such an insect problem right now. It's ridiculous. But when I wasn't doing that, I was back behind my computer, just sitting and watching her. And it was a good thing I did it that way, because there were so many times where if I had been out doing something else, if I had not been sitting where I was, had I not been watching her, she would have died years before she finally perished. So So you do what you have to do, and I did what I have to did. Did what I have to did. Huh. Nice English there. I did what I have to do. I did however it works out. Which, as a quick thing, I do want to talk about this, because I like what bizarre things you can say in language when they're true, and yet they still sound so weird. That's why there's this one person, buffalo means a lot of things. It means like to bully and to do these things. It's in the name of a place. And that's why there is a grammatically correct sentence that means something. And the sentence is buffalo, 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 buffalo. And that is a grammatically correct sentence that means something. And I like the fact that language can do that. One of the things I like to say because I record game video stuff in 40-minute chunks, 40 to 45 minutes, sometimes even longer if I forget what I'm doing, and then cut it in half. And so I apologize at the end of it with a little thing saying, hey, thank you for having watched the first part. But then because of the way it is, I say, now while it cuts off, my apologies. Now I know it cuts off abruptly, because it cuts off abruptly. But while it cuts off abruptly, it doesn't cut off abruptly because it continues the next day. So basically what I'm saying in language is, it is what it is because it does what it does. But just because it does what it does not necessarily mean it is what it is. So I like language and how bizarre you can make things sound. And I have a very itchy forehead right here. And it's fun. And that's why it's also sad when you're learning another language, because the really subtle, weird stuff like that, I mean, understanding how grammatically and conceptually bizarre a phrase is, and then being able to understand that's the joke of the phrase, is so hard to catch when you're learning another language and taking forever to learn it. It is sad that you're going to miss so much, but life is life. One of the reasons I say that is I spent in high school, I studied German for 4 years. There were points of time I can remember where I was thinking in German. And then for a time, couple years, I didn't speak German anymore. I didn't study it. It was just gone. And then in the Air Force, I spent 2 years in Germany. And I startled some of the German nationals that worked in our office quite badly, because they had to suddenly stop and think, because they were yammering away in German, and then suddenly I turned and said something to them, auf Deutsch, about what they were talking about. And it was like stunned silence. Oh, you speak German. We need to be careful with what we're saying. And so that was good. It came back. I was able to speak. I learned and I spoke Hochdeutsch, which is, well, you can tell the difference between someone who learns English at a posh, high-class quality school, and someone who learns English at just public school. The person who learns it at a classy, high, posh place is going to have certain methods and modes of speaking. That's the way they teach German to, people. Most of us, Hochdeutsch, High German. It's a lot different from what everybody on the street speaks. So, everyone will understand it, largely, except for the people that don't. Dialect, there's places that they break down, so spoken German on the street can be way, way different from what you learned in school or university. So I spoke this stuff, which worked. It was fine. I understood everyone I talked to. Everyone I talked to understood me. It's just once they heard me speaking, they knew what they were going to be in for and how they were going to have to listen and talk. So, but it worked out. But it was good. It didn't always work. I went to Oktoberfest in Munich or München, depending on whether or not, you speak German or you speak the translated versions of places. But we went to Oktoberfest. And when we were leaving, we had bought our mugs, but this really jerk security guard guy even just ignored our receipts, took our mugs away from us, from this one beer tent, and that was no fun. But aside from that, it was fun. It was enjoyable. We went on rides, we drank beer, we went out and had fun. So it's a good thing. I used to take the bus from Zembach Air Base, where I was, which was in Zembach, which is a tiny, tiny, tiny little town in southwestern Germany, right near the border between France and Germany. When I was there, and I keep saying this because every time I mention it, because it is amazing. When I was there, 1984, the city of Trier was celebrating its 2000th year as a city, and because it was right there near the border, there were times that throughout history it's been a German city. There's been times it's been a French city. It's gone back and forth through history. But they were celebrating their 2000th year as a city, while at the same time the United States was celebrating its 200th year as a country. And I was embarrassed for my country when we had our military types and our higher up government types saying, well, we've been a democracy for so long, we'd be glad to help give along our tips to any up and coming democracies, if you like. It's like, when we've been a democracy for 2,000 years, then we can brag about it. When it's only 200, there's nothing to brag about, especially since, gosh darn it, like I said, I got a fly problem and I can't get rid of them, and it's very annoying. But the thing that irritates me about this one especially, we're right on the brink of just total fascism, authoritarianism, and totalitarianism here in the U.S. And it hasn't been that long since we were bragging about being able to export our tips on democracy. So, thumbs up for that. But still, even though everything is politics, literally everything is politics, everything is political. If you're dealing with people, you're dealing with politics. Politics does not necessarily just mean what's going on in Washington, D.C. Politics is dealing with people. It's just how you deal with people. All those pressures, if you're young enough, you're still in school, all the pressures from peer pressure, from teachers, your fellow students, that's politics as you're wending your way through it. There are things you're interested in, hobbies with other people that you're involved in. Anytime you people get together, that's politics in play. That's people politics. Everything is politics. That's why when you've got these people that so joyously scream about, you're injecting politics into my hobby that used to be 95% male and white. But everything is politics. Even saying you don't like politics is making a political statement. You cannot get away with it. Politics is how people deal with each other. It's not just, this idea is political and this one is not. Do two people talk about it? It's political. Because you've got people politics. Everything is politics. It's not just a subject is political and a subject is not political. Even saying, I like hamsters is a political statement, because some people, all rodents need to be destroyed. And by saying hamsters are cool, you have made a political stance. You have drawn the line in the sand to them. They think all rodents need to be destroyed. You just said, you are wrong. Hamsters as rodents need to stay. You are clap. Line in the sand, making your stand. You are wrong. Headbutts, people politics. Everything is political. Even just staying away from anything overtly like political, like dealings of government political, is making a political statement. So whenever somebody tries to say, there's no politics, or they're injecting politics, they're being disingenuous, because they're injecting politics into it right there with what they're saying. Everything is politics. Don't be manipulated. You can't help but be manipulated. We live in a world of manipulation. People have had thousands of years of learning how to manipulate. Advertising, marketing, everything is geared. It's all subconscious. You can't help but be manipulated. Try to be aware of it. That's the best you can do. Always be on the lookout. Try to be aware. Being aware of it doesn't make you safe. In fact, being aware of it can be more dangerous for you because you think, well, now that I know it, it can't affect me. It still affects you. It's just now you think it doesn't. So joy. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I am thanking you right now, but I'm not reading the comments right now. Thanking you for having left them, not reading them. I'm going to read them later. Thumbs up each one I do. Answer as many as I can for right now. Just thanking you for having taken the time and expended the calories and left me a comment. Thank you very much. It is appreciated. Good comment, bad comment, and different comment. Thank you. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. We're just not good at that sort of thing. And it's a range of 20 to 25 because even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, with my depression, my fibro, and more, I'm amazed that I can remember my name is not Reginald P. Farquhar. I actually said it correctly. Wow. Remember, the P it stands for Sylvester because it's silent. Angry Hobo 212, heck of a name. Thank you very, very much. And Veer Hunt, greatly appreciated. Russian Timing, good to see you back. Thumbs up and thank you. And Potato Tron, oh my God, that was so annoying. Oh, I hate the work. I don't hate the workers. I hate the noise of the machines. But thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated. Dominic Koharich, I bet I'm nowhere close, but thank you very much. And Kathy Kiss Cat, greatly appreciated. Bri, with a happy face after that, thank you very, very much. Writing Alias, ooh, I like that name. Thumbs up and thank you. Fino Ayala, I hope I'm close, thank you very much. And Sebastian Ferris, I think it is a great game. Thumbs up and thank you. Zeo Fluid with a dash and an underscore, thank you very much. Cover Channel, that's very descriptive, thank you very much. And Tommy Matthews, greatly appreciated. We have Digitalis, thumbs up and thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. And Big Gaming and Stuff MC, thumbs up and thank you. Creeper Bell 374, thumbs up. Tobias Gerhardt, greatly appreciated. Lee Simone, hopefully I'm close, thank you very much. Brian Glenn, greatly appreciated. Sleeping with Ela, how about that? And then we have Evil World Music, thumbs up and thank you very much. Adrian Bryan, greatly appreciated. One Hose Cock, thank you very, very much. Umar Bots, greatly appreciated. Last but not least, Raven's Desecration, greatly appreciated. Each and every one of you, thank you so much. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. It is appreciated very much. I need to somehow get enough money that I can get back on antidepressants, and that would be a very good thing. Definitely a thumbs up. You can check out my various links. I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. But if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool. Greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. Definitely a thumbs up. And just as a quick one, I've talked about this before, but there's always new people. When I severed the radial nerve in my arm so that my hand was paralyzed, could not work for like 2 years, and even now it is not the best. It's clumsy if I'm not thinking about it, and it just doesn't feel right. Everything is just wrong. So I'm supposed to be right-handed. My body wants to be, but this is my dominant hand because this one doesn't work right. I kept falling asleep and leaning against arms of chairs. It was just like rubbing a rope on a sharp piece of rock. One day the nerve just went kapoing and was in 2 pieces. And my hand, gunk. So yeah, I wish it was something exciting, like I got into a knife fight or like a gunfire with bad people, but no. I fell asleep and pressed my arm against the arms of chairs until my nerve got severed. It was so stupid. Still, I guess I could lie. Yeah, I was in a knife fight while rescuing the president's daughter in Israel, 1993. So, you take care. I'll see you on the flip side, my friend.